Hey, this is Nick Starship and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be showing off my personal Garuda build. Now, for last week I was requested by a couple people based on previous videos feedback where I was showing off the Archititron and the effect of Garuda. When you were to use the Garuda slash procs that would happen while using the Archititron. If they died by it, it would proc the Archititron's effect anyway. But today is just going to be showing off Garuda and the ability of Garuda and what she's capable of versus like end tier level enemies, okay, and the fact that she can infinitely scale. Okay, so we're going to start off by showing off the Garuda build and me explaining why I did what I did here. Now, remember, a build is basically what works for you and your playstyle. So there may be things that you might do differently. Just let me know what you would do differently. Most of the time, people just use the almost the exact same mods anyway. Alright, so here's the build that I normally use in day-to-day missions. And if I was going to make another build, it would depend on what I'm doing. So this is just a 3-format build. It's a basic build. And we're going to start off with explaining why I use Prime Flow. So the reason why I use Prime Flow, which I would highly recommend as your core mod on the build, is due to the nature of her first ability being a drain. So when you pounce on a target, it's not a drain, it's just a single cast. So that's energy usage right there. And then when you finally hold it down, which I'm going to show in the video, it's going to drain your energy based on the duration of time that you are holding it down. So therefore, you want to have a higher energy pool in order to do that. Okay? Does that make sense? Easy. In addition to that, bloodletting will go ahead and give you energy, and most of the time it's going to take a percentage of your health and then give you energy based on that. And if you have high health, which we have in my build, we have 850 health, that means we're going to get more energy, which means that we're going to want to have, once again, a high energy pool. So Prime Flow is core, essential for Garuda, okay? Another thing is high health. Now, what is high health? That means like at least a max strength vitality, whether it be umbral vitality or regular vitality, at minimum. Do you want to have vigor on instead? Yeah, you could. But I would highly recommend having high health. So that means at least a vitality. So we have umbral vitality on, because why not? And since we have umbral vitality on, I throw on umbral intensify. That way we get more power strength and more vitality and tower resistance, just in case we're fighting sentients. Do I recommend using Garuda versus sentients? Not really, because they're immune to slash procs and they have like a damage cap of 1/5 maximum damage per anything, and that's the minimum. But we'll go into that later. Maybe we'll make a video on sentients whenever they release a sentient map. All right, so we have Prime Continuity, duration effects. The first abilities, Dread Mirror, as well as my augment, which we're going to talk about, and the fourth ability's duration. And also affects the duration of Blood Altar, but Blood Altar is more of like a cool thing anyway. But mainly in my builds, we focus on 1 and 4. So duration is important, but you don't need too much. And you want to have at least a Prime Continuity's amount of duration. So let's say you have a regular continuity. Maybe instead of like a Rage, you could put on like an Augur mod, or Augur Message, or what's the other one that gives duration? Constitution. Constitution's good if you're getting knocked down, but we have Prime Sure-Footed on, so we don't use Constitution. So it just find the balance, okay? Find what works for you. All right. Dread Ward will literally make you invulnerable, unkillable, become unkillable for 5 seconds. That scales with duration, by the way. So I don't know if you wanted to perhaps maybe make a duration-based build. Let's see. This is just a quick build. Let me see if I can. I think let's see what's the maximum duration we could build with that. So blood. No, it's Mirror, Dread Ward. Alright, so then we just put on a bunch of duration mods, right? Let's see how long we can stay invulnerable for. Oh, man. All right. And then we have Augur Message, and that would be it. So, if you were to have a maximum duration build, you can be invulnerable for 15 seconds. That's pretty crazy. If you actually wanted to make a build like that. So I would do probably something like this at minimum. I would swap out Constitution, maybe put on Prime Flow, or is that the same? It's the same. It kind of doesn't matter. Put on Flow in there. So here's a pretty core build, and I wouldn't necessarily form up for these, which I think I did. I would put on a little bit of range and not worry about strength with this build. So that way we can make sure that we're able to pounce from a decent range. But if it's 15 seconds of vulnerability, you might not even need range because you're going to have 15 seconds to run over to a new target and mess them up. But anyway, I digress. So that was like if you wanted a vulnerability build. But this is my core build. So we have 7 seconds, yeah, about 8 seconds of invulnerability. And we have these on just so we can gain energy back, so we're not having to cast bloodletting as much. Then we could focus on just having blood altars up and healing and stuff like that. But these mods at higher tier levels, you might not want to need. I bring Garuda if I want to be running like casual high level stuff, but you can bring it into end game missions because Garuda infinitely scales, and we're going to talk about that. Alright, so we're going to start off with showing off a heavy gunner at level 1. Alright, and we're going to pause it. And I might kill it with it, so if I do kill it by accident, we're going to go ahead and restart it. So here's the first ability. We did not kill it, but you notice how the ball at the top is 310. I hold my first ability. You know, it's going up by a percentage, but it's a fixed percentage. It's not an exponential percentage. And then we throw it, and that was only 1,700 damage that we saved up in the core ball. But once we change the level to 175, let's start off with the level 100, and then we'll do the 175. So we start off with level 100. As you can see, the damage went up to 9,977, and then the exponential growth isn't there still, but there is still a fixed growth rate. And I think it might be like, what, like 10% or something like that. But you can look it up on a wiki or something like that. So we can chuck that, and that was like 10,000 damage. Cool. And then we're going to show off the Heavy Gunner level 175. And then we're going to do this twice. Oops, I don't think I killed the other one. Hold on, let me get rid of that real quick. Alright, so 13,000. So that means the higher level of the gunner, of anything, the more damage you're going to save to your total. Alright? Pretty simple, right? Let's go ahead and make sure we kill them all this time. So 13,000.3. So remember that number, 13,000.3. So we're going to make sure we chuck this to reset it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to spawn 20 of these gunners. Wait, did I spawn an Eximus by accident? Hold on. Oh, they're the wrong type of gunner. All right. These kinds of gunners. All right, so now we have 20 gunners here. So every time I jump to these, 13k, it's going to be another 13.3, 13.3, 13.3. It's all the same. 13.3 because they're the exact same enemy. Their health is all the same. It doesn't matter, right? But now, since I have 67.4, the rate of increase is much higher. Okay, so the rate of increase is based on the total amount of your ball. So now we have 400,000 damage on, and we could chuck it, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to kill them. Okay, so as you notice, you see they're all alive. Some of them have I think they all have been hit with impact procs. So it's a forced impact proc. Okay, so now we're going to kill them, and we're gonna do that exact same thing again. We're going to pounce a little bit. This is what you would be doing in normal missions, but you would mainly want to target enemies that have less than 40% health to do the insta-kill, so you could trigger Dread Mirror. Alright, so now we have about 100,000 saved up, right? At this point, you're going to want to go ahead and proc your fourth ability on all the targets in the range, and then hold down your first ability, and then release. And as you can see, I just wiped them all out in one cast. Very simple. So when they have this symbol on them, it's a forced slash proc. So that's going to be doing true damage. As you can see, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate you the Bronco. Status chance procs, that had, what, 1 slash proc, right? So when I cast the 4th ability on this heavy gunner, it's going to have, like, plus 19. Alright, so now that had 47 or something slash procs per cast, or something like that. Look at that. That is insane, right? If you think about it, 82 slash procs. And it even works if you use high fire rate weapons. I'm going to show you the Garuda. So every single bullet on the Garuda, I'm going to show you the Garuda real quick. So we have Wild Frenzy on and Brainstorm. So here's Wild Frenzy. We just shot the whole 120 mag in one shot, right? So here's a whole row of them. We're going to aim for the head, or hopefully aim for the head. So we still kept some of our bullets due to the nature of Brainstorm and Wild Frenzy. That's cool, right? Like, we just, you know, we one-shotted, well, not one-shotted, but we used, like, a whole mag to kill one heavy gunner, right? Now, if you proc your 4th ability, though, imagine being able to do that consistently. Due to the nature of slash procs. Look, every bullet is a slash proc. I'm only holding down the left trigger just so you can visually see it. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you get the slash proc chance, though, based on Garuda's bleed chance on the 4th ability up to 100%. Okay? And to be honest, all you need, it starts at 75. All you need is, like, I think, like, a little bit more than Intensify. I think Intensify only gets you up to, was it 97? Let's look. 97, yeah. Only Intensify gets you up to 97. So if you literally just throw on a primed Intensify, boom, you're done. You don't even need another Umbral mod. That simple, right? So, at minimum power strength, you want at least 155. Does having more power strength, I think, scale your first ability more? Yes, but if you're combining your first ability more with Seeking Talons, it kind of really doesn't matter. Let's see if I can show you an example of the insta-kill. Alrighty, so once this gets down to 40%, alright, that should be about 40%. So we cast our first ability, insta-kill, and we get 26,000 this time instead, because it's about double. So once again, insta-kill. That wasn't an insta-kill, but this is an insta-kill. So we still have that amount. In the top right corner, Dread Ward is proccing, so we are invincible or unkillable. Pretty simple. That's 40% again. Insta-kill. Dread Ward is proccing, so during this period we are unkillable. And if you walked into anything with this, I believe they're below 40%, they would also die with the mirror. So Garuda itself is a pretty awesome frame. But what you want to see is how it works against the corrupted heavy gunners, right? Those are the guys that you want to see. So we're going to do 20 of these guys. And we're going to probably show you guys this a couple of times, just so you're aware of the strength of the Garuda. We have 20 of them, and blast. And you could wipe out a whole group of them that easy. And the more range you have, the more amount it is. And to be honest, I don't think DE understands this, but weapons like the Brahma, they have AoE fall off, right? I am with almost 100% certainty that Garuda's first ability does not have AoE fall off. Keep that in mind. So yeah, you could just keep casting your first ability on the same target if you want. Get that base value up. Go ahead and proc your 4th ability if you wanted to. Now we have a crit proc from our cat as well. We just throw that. Everything dies. Alright. It's just about the balance, okay? Second ability works pretty well, too. Let's say now I have low energy. I don't want to go back there. I just had 3. Look at all the energy we're getting back. Our health suffers, yeah, but, like, let's say if we had 3 altars up, that's the max. You could just keep proccing your third ability and not even care. Look at that. We're at full energy. Wow. And I believe every tick of this is... I think every hit is 1%. It's something like that. You'll find the balance, though. Let's go ahead and do it one more time before we end the video. So, once again, you just jump on a target. Let's just do 2 jumps that time, okay? Keep it fairly quick. 2 jumps this time. Boom. 2 jumps this time. And release. And then you're gonna have the slash procs proc and kill everything. Fairly simple, right? Let's do 1 jump this time. Can I actually jump from here? I might be able to. I think it's like a 30 range. Yeah, there we go. So 1 jump. Jump up in the air. Hold. Press 4. Hold 4. Release 4. Or at least release 1. And then you have the slash procs going. And then they're dead. Okay. Now, you can group them up with, like, let's say, mag or something like that. Like that, I believe that works. You can use the one Zaw that on, like, heavy attacks. Let me see if I have a Zaw that's like that. I think Mogeko might have it. Exodia Force. It wasn't this. I think it's Hunt. Yes, on Ground Slam. Anything within 12 meters gets grouped together. So let's say you have everything here. We suck everything in. Alright, you jump on one. Let's see. Oh, I'm low energy. Oh, nope, never mind. I'm at almost max energy again. And then we got the plus 100. And then release. Pretty easy, right? Just whatever works for you, you find the balance. And then it'll work. 50% chance on ground slams to suck everything in. Group them up. Jump up in the air. Hold 4. Release 4. Hold 1. Release 1. It doesn't get easier than that, okay? And the great part about it is it's an infinite, say it with me, infinite scaling. Infinite scaling. 40% health insta-kills. The higher the enemy's health, the more you get every time you jump. And the bigger that ball, the bigger cojones, man. The bigger the ball, the more damage you do. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to jump and then immediately cast and throw, because that's not going to do the slash procs. You have to use the 4th ability of Seeking Talons in order to do the slash procs. All right, simple as that. And guess what? That makes everything do slash procs. Things that don't do slash procs will do slash procs. Warframe abilities will do slash procs. So that means if you're in a team, holy shit, dude. Can you imagine the slash procs with an Octavia in the team? I'm just saying, I'm going to leave it right there. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching the video. This was Nick Starship showing off the Garuda build. Basically, press 1, jump up in the air, hold 4, release 4, hold 1, release 1. Easy as that, and then you can group them up. Alright, TLDR, Garuda's awesome. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys recently for those who have been subscribing. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Discord server, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.